Okay, guys, well, this conversation has to do with career chat. Now, when Mary Kay started this company, she used to call a career coffee a interview. The reason why we called it an interview is because it was an appointment where we were supposed to connect with her internal needs, right? Her internal needs, and see how Mary Kay could feel an internal need and even an external need, but within her personal life. It was an interview. A rule of thumb that I've had to learn over the years is that 50% of the time during a career coffee, she is supposed to be talking, and 50% of the time, I'm supposed to be talking. This is a dance. This is a career coffee dance. And for many years of my life, I made the mistake of doing something called spray and pray. Spray and pray. I was the one that knew the fine print. I knew Mary Kay in and out. I was going to get a gold star for this career coffee. And what ended up happening a lot of times is I was taking my personality and I was pushing it on someone else. Now you may think, Kristen, you are not an aggressive person. But this is what I was doing. I was giving information that sometimes was probably overwhelming, that was probably a lot of times too much information, just because I was trying to get a good grade, just because I was trying to go down this mental checklist of chronological order of all the benefits of Mary Kay, and she did not need to know all that. She didn't need to know all that to make a decision, and could possibly be pushing her away because I am giving too much information. I am a certain way naturally. It's naturally in my body. I like a plan. I like a process. I like an agenda. I like steps. But not everybody has to be that way. So we have to be careful that we don't take who we are and identify the world as all like us. That we have to really understand what it's like to interview that person and get to know her, to really get to figure out what her needs and desires are, and find out how Mary Kay can be a benefit to her. So one of the ways that sometimes I open an appointment, it could look like this. So I'm going to say Pam. So I could be sitting down to meet with Pam, and I'll say, Pam, thank you so much for being here today. And I'll say, I want you to know straight up that I do not have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. Now, the reason why I tell her that is because I'm trying to make sure that she feels comfortable. And I'm breaking down a wall, and she knows that I am really here to connect with her. Okay, so I don't have an agenda. And now what I would like to do, what I hope to do, is I would love to get to know you better. I'd love to get to find out more about you, and I would love to share a little bit more about me. And of course, we're going to talk about Mary Kay. Of course, we're going to talk about Mary Kay, and I'm going to share with you all the things that I love about Mary Kay and doing what I do. And I do feel confident that by the end of this appointment, you're going to have enough information that you can make an educated decision on whether or not this is something that you would see yourself doing. But what I can promise is that either one of two things is going to happen. Either one, we're going to become business partners. So either one, you're going to hear what I say, you're going to love what I say, and you're going to want to join my team, and we're going to work together in this pink bubble for the rest of our lives. Or two is that I'm going to have gained a better relationship with my customer or my friend. And you can always know that you can count on me for being there for all of your cosmetic needs. So either I'm going to gain a business partner, or I'm going to gain and have a deeper relationship with someone that I really care about. Does that sound okay to you? And that's how I start the appointment. Okay, is to let them know that I want to get to know about them, that this is a connective appointment, it's a relationship appointment, and either way is going to be great. Now, why I say that I feel confident that after today you're going to have enough information to make an educated decision, an educated yes or no, on whether or not this is something that you would see yourself doing, is because I am making sure that she knows that she does not need time to process. So I'm going to be throwing in key phrases. I'm going to be throwing in key sentences, key phrases throughout this appointment to help make sure that I can also close this appointment if I see, if I think it's a good idea. Now, there are some times where someone does not have to join your team. So I'm going to be here to say you do not have to recruit everybody that you see, okay? A kind of a red flag for someone that probably shouldn't be part of Mary Kay, the number one thing is someone that's emotionally unstable. Now, you may not think that I have the right to say that, but I will tell you for probably 20 years of Mary Kay, the first 20 years of Mary Kay, that people had to do a psych evaluation and before they could join. That Mary Kay Ash, the lady, everybody had a psych evaluation. They had to turn in their psych evaluation, and they turned in their agreement, and the consultant would say, we will turn this in for contemplation, and if you get approved, we will let you know. Now, what I could also learn from that is that you do not need to be desperate to build a team. You do not need to be. And if you portray yourself as desperate, it's a red flag that there must be something that you're hiding. So it's really important that your love for the company and your love for them to join your team comes very heartfelt. It's very genuine. It's because you believe that this is a good opportunity for her. Now, when it comes to closing the recruit, ask yourself, does that make you nervous? And I think that for all of us, when we started out, it does make us nervous a little bit. But then I want to go, well, why? Why? For the most part, I find if somebody is nervous about closing the recruit, it could be inexperience, but it also could be that you really don't believe 100% in the Mary Kay opportunity. And you're like, no, Kristen, that's not me. But I believe that it can be. So it might be you're talking to this person, and subconsciously you're thinking, I don't know that she's going to get a car. I'm not sure if she's going to go on and become a sales director. We have to be careful to not judge, because I probably didn't look like I was ever going to make it. Didn't sound like I was going to make it. I didn't look like I was going to make it. So some people can surprise you, and we want them to. Now, I'm not talking about emotionally unstable people, okay? Because there's some people that could be the rotten apple, right? And you are the shepherd in this situation. You have a sheepfold, and why would you bring a wolf into your sheepfold? So if you get an uncomfortableness, if you feel that she carries a lot of weight of drama or conflict, guys, you do not need her. You do not need to bring that into the sheepfold. You might think, well, Kristen, I want to save her. I want to help her. Are you willing to save or help her in the extent of hurting the fold? One for 40, one for 60, one for 100, right? Because rotten apples, we know. We have to grade every single, or at least every other day, the fruit that we pick off the trees. And we have bushels of apples and we have bushels of peaches. It's peach season right now while I'm making this video. So every other day, we are going back through the same peaches that we picked off that tree. And we are identifying, is there a rotten one today? Is there a rotten one today? Maybe you didn't see it yesterday. Is there a rotten one today? Because we're going to have to pluck that out and remove it from the bushel, or it's going to make them all go bad. It's going to make them all spoil. So what do you believe, and how do you believe